EBM, Evidence-Based Management Guide, Scrum.org, January 2019. How to continuously improve business results by measuring business value and using empirical management. Overview. Organizations adopting Agile product delivery practices can easily lose sight of their real goal of improving the value they deliver by focusing on improving activities and outputs instead of business outcomes. Agile is a means to an end, not the end itself. The whole point of adopting Agile practices is to improve business performance. When organizations lose sight of this, managers ask questions that seem sensible, but might create unintended and undesirable consequences. Some examples of such questions are: is build automation present? What is the quality level of code? Are test first practices being used? Are code standards or conventions being met? Is team velocity increasing? Are developers integrating code frequently? How frequently? While the answers to these questions are interesting, they do not help the organization improve the value it delivers or its ability to deliver value. Monitoring only the direct use of practice does not provide the best evidence of their effectiveness. For example, tracking development team's velocity says nothing about whether the team is actually delivering something that is useful to the customers or users. Without measuring value, the success of any Agile initiative is based on nothing more than intuition and assumption. In contrast, the evidence-based management (EBM) approach measures value delivered as evidence of organizational agility and provides ways to measure and improve the ability to deliver value. This approach enables organizations to make rational, fact-based decisions, elevating conversations from preference and opinions to empirical evidence, logic, and insight. Evidence-based management. Evidence-based management (EBM) is an empirical approach that provides organizations with the ability to measure the value that they deliver to customers and the means by which they deliver that value, and to use those measures to guide improvements in both. Figure 1. EBM consists of 4 key values, otherwise known as KVAs: Unrealized Value (UV), Ability to Innovate (A2I), Time to Market (T2M), Current Value (CV). In the center is Agility (Business Value). Each KVA focuses on a different aspect of either value or the ability of the organization to deliver value. Organizations without strength in all 4 KVAs may deliver short-term value, but will not be able to sustain it. Delivering value, happy stakeholders, and satisfied employees, which is current value, are important, but organizations must also show that they can meet market demand with timely delivery, time to market, while being able to sustain innovation over time, ability to innovate. Continued investment in the product is justified based on the measure as yet unrealized value that could be realized if the product possessed the right capabilities. Current value, CV, reveals the value that the product delivers to customers today. The goal of looking at CV is to maximize the value that the organization currently delivers to customers and stakeholders at the present time. It considers only what exists right now, not the value that might exist in the future. Questions that the organization need to continually reevaluate for current value are: how happy are users and customers today? Is their happiness improving or declining? How happy are your employees? Is their happiness improving or declining? How happy are your investors and other stakeholders? Is their happiness improving or declining? A variety of things can improve your CV: improving usability, improving customer or user outcomes, even creating a happier workplace. Looking at CV from a perspective of customers or users as well as investors is obvious, but considering employee attitudes recognizes that employees are ultimately the producers of value. Engaged employees that know how to maintain, sustain, and enhance are one of the most significant assets of an organization, and happy employees are more productive. Time to Market, T2M, expresses the organization's ability to quickly deliver new capabilities, services, or products. The goal of looking at time to market is to minimize the amount of time it takes for the organization to deliver value. Without actively managing time to market, the ability to sustainably deliver value in the future is unknown. Questions that organizations need to continually reevaluate for time to market are: how fast can the organization learn from new experiments? How fast can you learn from new information and adapt? How fast can you deliver new value to customers? A variety of things can reduce the time to market, everything from removing internal communications bottlenecks to improving deliverability pipeline automation, to improving application maintainability and removing technical debt. Anything that reduces time spent waiting or time spent performing work. Ability to innovate, A2I, expresses the ability of a product development organization to deliver new capabilities that might better meet customer needs. The goal of looking at the A2I is maximize the organization's ability to deliver new capabilities and innovative solutions. Organizations should continually reevaluate their A2I by asking, what prevents the organization from delivering new value? What prevents customers or users from benefiting from that innovation? A variety of things can impede a team from being able to deliver new capabilities and value. Spending too much time fixing defects or reducing technical debt, having to maintain multiple code branches or product versions, a complex or monolithic application architecture, insufficient product-like environments to test on, lack of operational excellence, poor code management practices, lack of decentralized decision-making, inability to hire and inspire talented, passionate team members, and so on. As low-value features and systemic impediments accumulate, more budget and time is consumed maintaining the product or overcoming impediments, reducing its available capacity to innovate. In addition, anything that prevents users or customers from benefiting from innovation, such as hard-to-install software or lack of capabilities that would be compelling enough to warrant installing the software, will also reduce A2I. Unrealized value, UV, suggests that potential future value that could be realized if the organization could perfectly meet the needs of all potential customers. The goal of looking at unrealized value is for the organization to maximize the value that it realizes from the product over time. Questions that organizations need to continually reevaluate for unrealized value are: can any additional value be created for our organization in this market or other markets? Is it worth the effort and risk to pursue these untapped opportunities? Should further investment be made to capture additional unrealized value? These questions can't be completely answered in isolation from the UV of other products. The decision to invest in one product means not investing in others. Considering both CV and UV provides organizations with a way to balance present and possible future benefits. For example, a product may have low CV because it is an early version being used to test the market, but very high UV, indicating that there is great market potential. Investing in the product to try to boost CV is probably warranted, given the potential returns, even though the product is not currently producing high CV. Conversely, a product with very high CV, large market share, no near competitors, and a very satisfied customers may not warrant much new investment. This is the classic cash cow product that is very profitable but nearing the end of its product investment cycle. Leading and lagging indicators. Leading indicators detect changes in KVMs with relative rapidity, enabling faster response, while lagging indicators may only show changes after a long delay. Many indicators are neither intrinsically leading or lagging, but only become one or the other depending on how frequently they are measured. Thus, when revenue is measured every day, it is a leading indicator, but when it can only be measured monthly or less frequently, it becomes a lagging indicator. True leading indicators can be used to infer likely outcomes reported by lagging indicators, so that build and integration success is a fair predictor for likely stability and predictability of overall release. Leading indicators of customer satisfaction are hard to obtain, but usage data can serve as a proxy. Transaction abandon rates can give insight into successful completion of an activity, and simple usage data can at least inform whether features are being used, and can give insight into how products are being used. Measures of satisfaction may be leading or lagging indicators depending on how long it takes to gather the information. For example, leading information about employee satisfaction can be gathered using something as simple as "How was work today?" happy, neutral, sad button that they can press as they leave for the day. True lagging indicators like revenue per employee or the product ratio, which measures the profitability of the product, are influenced by so many contributing factors that they provide mostly only general ideas of how well the product is creating value. When inspecting indicators, a common challenge might be distinguishing between correlation and causality. It requires human judgment and bottom-up intelligence to have meaningful data-driven conversation to hypothesize about the root causes behind shifts in indicators. These conversations might trigger new actionable insights, hypotheses, and experiments in service of creating desirable shifts in the indicators. How to improve empirically using EBM. If you don't know where you are going, any road will get you there. Lewis Carroll. Just starting to measure KVAs can drive some improvement, because it will show you immediately where you have improvement opportunities. Using a more systematic approach can provide even better results by enabling organizations to continuously learn and improve the value derived from software investments. To produce genuine and long-lasting improvements, establish a learning loop as outlined below. 1. Quantify value. The first step in the EBM learning loop is to quantify value in the form of KVMs. The process of defining and aligning around KVMs itself might be valuable to an organization because it can create transparency around what is being optimized. Number 2, measure KVMs. The next step in the EBM learning loop is to establish initial value or baseline measure for the KVMs of interest. This step provides an initial view of the viability of the product and the ability of the organization to deliver the product. It creates transparency around relative strengths and weaknesses. Number 3, select the KVAs to improve. With a clear view of current organizational value and an understanding of the measure that reveal it, managers of software organizations can now make informed decisions about which KVAs would be most valuable to change. Don't try to affect too many KVAs within a single learning loop. Making small, incremental changes and then quickly measuring the result is better than delaying improvement and measurement by changing too many factors at once. Changing many factors at the same time can also pose challenges when trying to establish causality between outcomes and activities. Short cycles with few changes are the most effective way to measure sustainable improvements to an organization's overall agility. 4. Conduct practice experiments to improve target KVAs. After choosing a desired KVA to improve, select at most a few practices that you think will improve the associated KVMs and run an experiment. For example, a software organization that wants to increase quality might choose to focus on reducing the defects KVM. They may decide to try implementing test-first practices to increase the test coverage and the quality focus of the development teams. 5. Evaluate results. Once the results of the experiment are measured, they should be compared with the KVM values before the changes were made. If the experiment produced improved measured, the change is kept, otherwise other improvements are tried. The learning loop continues until the KVA reflects the desired results. Conclusion. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. Peter Drucker. EBM's key value areas provide a holistic perspective on product delivery performance. Current value is most important, as a product that offers no value to its customers or users won't survive long. Customer/user experience is only part of the picture. Sustaining and improving value to customers is impossible without happy, engaged employees, and without happy investors, those employees will lack the capital they need to make improvements. Rapidly improving the value a product delivers requires frequent delivery of new value, which means improving the time to market of the product. This means more than simply working faster. In fact, working harder to go faster is rarely sustainable. Instead, understanding and removing impediments to faster delivery is essential to delivering at faster cycles. Faster time to market is not the whole story. Fast release cycles that deliver only very small improvements do little to rapidly improve the value delivered by a product. The ability for an organization to innovate is also determined by its ability to deliver significant innovation in each release. Measuring this ability gives organizations the insights they need to be able to remove barriers that keep them stuck in the past. Improving organizational performance is also a cyclic, iterative process, measuring current conditions, setting performance goals, forming small improvement experiments that can be quickly run, and then measuring again to gauge the effect, then repeating continuously. End note. Evidence-based management is free and offered in this guide. Although implementing only parts of EBM is possible, the result is not evidence-based management. Acknowledgement. Evidence-based management was collaboratively developed by Scrum.org, the professional Scrum trainer community, the engagement manager community, and Ken Schwaber and Christina Schwaber. Appendix. Example key value measures for current value, CV. Revenue per employee. The ratio, gross revenue divided by the number of employees, is a key competitive indicator within an industry. This varies significantly by industry. Product cost ratio. Total expenses and cost for the products divided by the systems being measured, including operational costs compared to revenue. Employee satisfaction. Some form of sentiment analysis to help gauge employee engagement, energy, and enthusiasm. Customer satisfaction. Some form of sentiment analysis to help gauge customers' engagement and happiness with the product. Customer usage index. Measurement of usage by feature to help infer the degree of which customers find the product useful and whether actual usage meets expectations on how long users should be taking with the feature. Key value measures for time to market, T2M. Build and integration frequency. The number of integrated and tested builds per time period. For a team that is releasing frequently or continuously, this measure is superseded by actual release measures. Release frequency. The number of releases per time period, e.g., continuously, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, etc. This helps reflect the time needed to satisfy the customer with the new and competitive products. Release stabilization period. The time spent correcting product problems between the point the developers say it is ready to release and the point where it is actually released to the customers. This helps represent the impact of poor development practices and underlying design and code base. Mean time to repair. The average amount of time it takes from when an error is detected and when it is fixed. This helps reveal the efficiency of an organization to fix an error. Cycle time. The amount of time from when work starts on a release until the point where it is actually released. This measure helps reflect an organization's ability to reach its customer. Lead time. The amount of time from when an idea is proposed or a hypothesis is formed until a customer can benefit from that idea. This measure may vary based on customer and product. It is a contributing factor for customer satisfaction. Time to learn. The total time needed to sketch an idea or improvement, build it, deliver it to the users, and to learn from their usage. Key value measures for ability to innovate, A2I. Feature usage index. Measurement of the features in the product that are frequently used. This helps capture features that are rarely or never used. Innovation rate. The percentage of effort or cost spent on new product capabilities divided by the total product effort or cost. This provides insight into the capacity of an organization to deliver new product capabilities. Defect trends. Measurement of change in defects since last measurement. A defect is anything that reduces the value of the product to a customer, user, or to the organization itself. Defects are generally things that don't work as intended. On-product index. The percentage of time teams spend working on product and value. Installed version index. The number of versions of a product that are currently being supported. This reflects the effort the organization spends supporting and maintaining older versions of software. Technical debt. A concept in programming that reflects the extra development and testing work that arises when quick and dirty solutions result in later remediation. It creates an undesirable impact on the delivery of value and an avoidable increase in waste and risk. Production incident trends. The number of times the development team was interrupted to fix a problem in an installed product. The number and frequency of production incidents can help indicate the stability of the product. Active code branches. Time spent merging code between branches. These measures are like the installed version index, since different deployed versions usually have separate code branches. Time spent context switching. Number of meetings per day per person and the number of times a day team members are interrupted to help people outside of the team can give simple insight into the magnitude of the problem. Key value measures for unrealized value, UV. Market share. The relative percentage of the market controlled by the product. Customer or user satisfaction gap. The difference between a customer or user's desired experience and their current experience. Hey guys, thank you so much again for watching. This has been the Evidence-Based Management, or the EBM guide from scrum.org. And please continue to watch our other guides as they do come out. Please make sure also to like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. Also, don't forget we have some extra resources down at the bottom if you would like to check those out for extra learning on this subject. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time, and keep on learning.